To
Let me just,
financial.
because I don't want to sound like I'm on a rant. I want to bring it back to make people feel comfortable. Like, oh my God. But here's the thing: no one has uh, any business endeavoring in our affairs as Americans. We are not. We don't devil in their affairs, and vice versa. America is for Americans. America first. So these people.
And I think it's important to point out that just because we believe that way doesn't mean we're anti-X group.
No, we're not. No, because
we're just want to protect our country, protect our culture.
Let me lay it out here the way it really is.
I mean, if we do that, then we're protecting everybody.
Because I don't want to make it seem like I got some kind of thing against like China, because there are Americans here who of Chinese ethnicity who are loyal to this country.
Yeah, that's actually true. They've served in the military. They've fought for this country. They've sacrificed.
They're Americans.
We've had Asians die for this country.
They don't take dual citizenship. They are American. Now, anybody, see, that's another thing. We got dual citizens sitting on our council.
You mentioned that, and here's the thing: is that what I know about the Asian Americans is that that's the thing. People throw that term out, Asian American, but to them, they're just American.
They're just American.
And people don't realize that.
And see, that's
because our society is so used to, like, they can't get outside that whole mindset of petting people into a box.
Well, I'll use the Democrats and this administration as an example. One of the things is to divide and conquer. Keep us divided. Keep us at each other's throats, and we won't look at them while they're robbing us blind. So it all boils down to this. If you want to call it a line being drawn in the sand or what have you, you're American, you're loyal to this country. You're not a dual citizen. I'm not a dual citizen. You're not a dual citizen. We're Americans. And think about it. We couldn't even become dual citizens if we even went over there.
I'm not even sure the Constitution allows it, but
it doesn't.
There's people walking around and it's allowed because no one questions it.
And it boils down to
no one's ever looked at it.
Americans who happen to be Asian are loyal to here because, see, here's the thing. When you pledge an allegiance, I pledge allegiance to the flag, you're pledging your loyalty, your allegiance to that. Not, I pledge allegiance to the flag, but, you know, if something go wrong, I'm going to just go back over here where I'm a citizen too. No, it's not like that. It's one of those Napoleon things. Once you pledge your allegiance, that bridge is burnt. Ain't no going home. This is your home.
Yes. And you know what's interesting about that? Because, you know, the Philippines have been independent for a while, and what I found out is that a lot of the people over there still see them, even though they're a separate country, they still see themselves as Americans over there.
Okay.
And it's pretty amazing because they're closer to Asia than they are to the United States, but they feel closer to the United States than they do to their own neighbors.
Well, they're really our neighbors.
That says something about them. It's like that their loyalty to our country over there, even though some of them have never been here.
Same in Hong Kong.
But they still feel a strong loyalty to us.
Same thing in Hong Kong. They wave American flags, sing the national anthem, the whole 9 yards. And that should be the same of the people living, working, doing business in this country. If you do not have the best interest of this country and its people at heart, if you are not loyal to the people in this country at all, please go somewhere else. Because here's the thing, right? I've kind of made a life of finding these people and putting them out. I don't have to put them out on blast in the papers, but I know who to put them out on blast too. So, like the 300 million, when the first time when he asked where did that 300, you know, he's gonna think about what you can do with 300 million.
The issue I want to get into is the financial crisis. The Measure W is coming up, and according to our polls, the majority of Whittier voters, 67% of Whittier voters, are undecided about how they're going to vote on Measure W. We've had candidates; they've taken sides. Some are for it, some are against it. What advice would you give to the voters who are still they haven't made up their minds yet? What would you tell them?
Okay, here we go. We have enjoyed the biggest tax cut in over 50 years. We were paying 40%, now we're only paying 21%. Anything that comes in and say, oh, well, we need to tax you for that, that's out. That's out. No. That That's nationally. That means across the country, everyone is paying lower taxes, almost 50% lower than what they were paying 3 years ago. I'm not gonna mess with that. Now I heard one of the candidates, a couple of the candidates say, "Oh yeah, that's a political suicide. You know, you vote against it." That's a grave I'm happy to jump into. I kid you not.
But isn't there a problem? Well,
People don't need to be taxed anymore.
especially if you're passing a law that has no sunset, no expiration date, and even if they do use it for what's for right now, once that's addressed, how do we know they're not going to just use it to increase their salary?
Exactly.
Or
So
give a paid position to one of their homies or one of their relatives.
you should man this year.
I mean, there's all kinds of problems when you have a measure on the ballot like that has no limits to it. I mean, Measure W is unlimited. There are no restrictions.
Vote no against it. People, if you're on the fence about it, vote no. Think about it. You're paying less taxes right now than you've paid in the last 50 years. And now they want to come back and take the money that you've been able to save. Vote no on it. Yeah, vote no on it. There's enough money here in Whittier to take care of pretty much any and every problem we got. However, because they're pocketing a lot of it, sitting on their money, sitting on most of it, a lot of it is from foreign interests. But see, here's the thing. Because they've had the grants taken away, the federal funding taken away. All we need to do is not be a sanctuary city. Follow suit with these other cities and counties that are filing lawsuits against the state for forcing us to take something that we don't want.
Let's go ahead and we're going to cut it here for this
Let me
part.
see. One more thing.
But
Just to get on the ballot is Isaiah L. Leon Savage. Isaiah L. Leon Savage. But I'm the only Savage on the ballot. My name is the third one on the ballot. And this is about making Whittier what it's supposed to be, safe and secure. And these past administrations, I'll even say it, these candidates that are trying to, they all have conflict of interest. You know that. I'm the only candidate that doesn't have a conflict of interest.
I've noticed that hardly any of the candidates are perfect. And we criticized, I criticized a couple of them yesterday, and they got all upset because they've never been criticized before. And one got scared, and they started singing this morning about everything that they knew. And so I'm going to go ahead and give them the clean candidate label too, because they came clean with everything.
Okay, well, you know.
And that's going to be the end of this part. Stay tuned for the next part.